Shalom, shalom. I think the stream is good. Alright, shalom, this is the brother Tazabah, coming back unto you with another lesson. Before I start off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the other apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect out there that is spreading this word of sincerity and the truth all over the four corners of the earth. Alright, another life lesson. So, the title of this lesson is Brainwashing is a Good Thing. Being brainwashed is a good thing. Now it might sound crazy, but guess what? Being brainwashed means that your brain is motherfucking washed, man. Washed from all the crap that this world has been feeding you. Washed from all the dirt that this society has made you believe. Understand? You have to look at it as the Garden of Eden. Okay, what happened in the Garden of Eden? Adam and Eve were told a bunch of lies, okay? And they sewed aprons upon themselves, okay, which represents that they decked themselves with philosophies, okay? Now you have been decking yourself with philosophies also until you came into this truth, okay? So I got a scripture right here. If this phone wants to work with me, all right? This is Sirach. Damn, dude's making crazy moves. Sirach chapter 27, verse 8. If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her and put her on as a glorious long robe. All right? So this truth is being compared with a glorious long robe. You deck yourself with it. All right? So when you look at what happened in the Garden of Eden, they decked themselves with aprons. Okay? Which you see these statues, right? So-called Adam and Eve being two Edomites with this leaf in front of their private parts. That's an apron. You understand? So they decked themselves with strange philosophies that the serpent in the garden was teaching them. Now, guess what? They had to be brainwashed. The filth that they have taught themselves and that they have been made to believe has to be taken away. And that's also what the scriptures tell us we should do. Okay? When you come into this truth, you need to put off all the crap that you once heard and once learned and put your brain through the car wash, man. You know, because I've seen it. There were certain brothers that did not start with Great Millstone from the beginning, all right? So then sometimes the things that they have learned from, I don't know, IOIC or GOCC, sometimes they come to the surface. And then, we look at them like, huh? That's not it. That's not it. Slacky, that's not it. And because it still remains somewhere in their mind, they get it mixed up, and that is completely normal. But when you come into this truth, you have to make sure that those things that you once learned of the world, especially, get it the fuck out of your mind, man. You understand? Because it's a bunch of garbage. Starting off with, the name Jesus. Literally starting off with the name Jesus. And that's what we've been trying to tell IYC, like, that name has no part in this truth, man. It should have no part in your prayers neither, because it's not even a real Hebrew name. You understand? Hey, Shalom Makia Yahweh I see your precepts. I'm going to grab it in a minute. Just want to bring out this scripture right here. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto the Most High, which is a reasonable service, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed, brainwashed. Let your brain be washed, okay, by the renewing of your mind. So your mind has to be renewed. Your mind has to be refreshed, okay? You can't remain in the state of the world and think you an Israelite, or claim to be an Israelite, claim to be a prophet, a servant of the Most High. Meanwhile, your whole mindset and your mentality is still conformed to this world. Okay, it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So your mind should be according to the ways of the Most High, not according to the ways of this world. See? Not according to the ways of this world, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua ain't pleased with that at all, the ways of this world. So you need to get that out of it. Okay? Now they have certain Israelites that think that their studies or their university, their college degree or whatever they got, and can level out or can level with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that comes through the Spirit. That ain't at all the case, man. Okay, the Most High is dealing with the meek. The Most High is dealing with the lowly. Okay, where's that scripture? I think it's Matthew 18. That's another one. It says, damn, how does it go again? Bates, prudent. Yeah, that's it. This is Matthew chapter 11 and 25. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. So those that come in this truth are not the wisest, are not the smartest, okay, are not the most sophisticated speakers or, of the highest degree, okay, in the world. We might become sophisticated speakers through the Spirit, okay, but that has nothing at all to do with your former education or whatever, man. Get that out of your greasy heads, because that ain't it. You see? Yahweh Shem Yahshua is dealing with the meek and the lowly. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is dealing with men that are low stature, low degree, so to speak. And he makes them wise by giving them the spirit and the understanding of this truth. Okay? And their task and their duty is to let go of those worldly things, to let go of those thoughts wherewith they once walked in the world. Okay? That's why Yahushua said you need to be born again. You need to be born again. Because what happens when you're born as a baby, you need to relearn. What happens when your brain is being washed? It's clean. All the things that were once in it are out of it. Let's relearn again. Let's do this. Let's try this again, so to speak. And that's the right spirit to be in, man. Sometimes you get mixed up with certain things you once learned in the world, but it's literally not beneficial to this truth. Okay, so be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And here it says, bear with me for a moment. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So we had dudes claiming to be lawyers, dudes claiming to be, scientists or whatever, coming to the camp, man. They get fucking butchered, man, when it comes down to the scriptures. They want to come with all these theories, and then we call them out and say, but why is it a theory? the thing that you're speaking about, because it's in practice it has not been proven yet. Okay, and then they want to counter it and say like, well, are your things proven? No, but we don't need it to be proven. You, as a matter of fact, claim that it has to be proven because science or scientists, they look for proof. Okay, we're not looking for proof. We walk after faith. Okay, and proof is gonna reveal itself soon enough. But we are not looking for proof. We don't need biblical proof. Through our faith, we know that the scriptures is real. All right. You put the Jiu-Jitsu gi out there. Yavashim Shabrakatag. Psalms chapter 73, verse 13. Verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands of in innocency. Yeah, so washing, scripturally washing, represents something good. Okay, so the whole term being brainwashed in this modern day society is literally upside down, man. It don't make no sense whatsoever. Okay? Yeah, you brainwashed. What the fuck you even talking about, man? Okay? If you wash your clothes, ain't that a good thing? If you wash your freaking mouth or your face, isn't that a good thing? It clearly needed washing. You understand? So even King David over here says, I believe it's King David, or maybe it's Asaph. I have washed my hands. Hey, shit. Rotterdam traffic is crazy in the morning. That's just a fact. So he said, I have cleansed my verily I have cleansed my heart in vain. And that's another thing. What is the word heart in Hebrew? Lab. The word heart in the Hebrew is lab. Okay? But he says I have cleansed my heart in vain. Okay, but that shows you that cleansing your heart ain't a bad thing, man. Cleansing your mind. Your mind needs cleansing. Okay? And wash my hands in instance. Yeah, man. Pontius Pilate thought that he could wash the blood of the Lord Yahushua off of his hands. Of course not. Okay? You guilty as fuck. Okay? But guess what? The symbolism behind it ain't off. Okay? Job chapter 29, verse 14. I put on righteousness and it clothed me. My judgment was a robe. What? My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. Beautiful scripture, man. I actually forgot about that one. That's a beautiful scripture. So, again, going back to the thing that I mentioned about Adam and Eve, they deck themselves with nonsense, with philosophy. Okay, we we in this world, being born into this world, deck ourselves with all the things that are going on around us. And if you look at this modern day generation, man, they are walking after nonsense, man. They are walking after the biggest folly that you can imagine. Okay, this LGBT nonsense crap, they're being raised with it, man. Okay, Pride Month, they're being raised with this shit, man. Okay, 66 genders, they're being fucking raised in this, man. You know how fucked up that is, man. That's really fucked up. You see, so they come into this world and they have to deal with all this madness, but they don't really consider it madness because for them it's normal because they have been confronted with it from the beginning. Okay, now I'm a 90s child, so since the 90s, you understand there have been some shit pushed my way, but coming into this truth, all right, you need to cut all that shit off, man. Cut all that shit off, man. You know, all these philosophies. I remember I used to watch all these clips with all these theories and all these, you know, dark sayings and decoding the Bible and this and that. When I came into this truth, man, I tossed all of that shit out of the window, man, because it's unprofitable. It has nothing to do with the scriptures, really, man. Those same people that says that it has a code don't have the spirit whatsoever, man. You see? So the scripture says you need to renew your mind. You need to refresh your mind. I walk after righteousness. Put it on as a glorious long robe. Okay, deck yourself with the spirit of the truth. And keep decking yourself, because that's another thing that the scripture says. Okay? This is another beautiful one. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them and be ye separate, said Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. You understand? So you need to separate yourself from those things of the world, man. Okay? Now that requires you to change your mentality. That requires you, okay, to get your mind right. Because the Lord doesn't want you to be hand in hand with the wicked. The Most High doesn't want you to be hand in hand with the folly and the nonsense that's going on in this world. The Most High wants you to be separated, man. Don't be around them. Okay, Scripture says this. 2 Corinthians 6 and 15. And what concord had Yahushua with Belial? Or what part had he that believeth with an infidel? And what is an infidel? A person that doesn't believe at all. So in the beginning, that's a very necessary move that you got to make, separating yourself from those dudes, those niggas in the streets that you used to hang with. Okay, that's one thing that I realized the moment that I received this truth, man. My mother even said, like, you used to be on the streets. You used to be in the streets chilling with your friends. I'm looking at my mom like, here it is. I'm inside reading the Bible, but you rather have me go out in the street. That showed me also the ignorance of my mother, because she didn't know at all what the hell I was doing in those streets, man. You understand? No idea. Literally, um, super naive. Okay? But that's a mother for you. A father would have known better. So she pushed me back into the streets. She was like, why are you home? Why are you home reading the Bible the whole time? I said, because that's better for me. Nothing out there in the streets. You understand? So that was the process of washing my mind. Then, of course, you have some moments you slip back to the weed and the you know, the carnal bullshit that you was once involved in, and you slip back a little bit. And then I decided to move to Scandinavia, man, where my father was living. All right, and there I got a full detox, so to speak. I got a full motherfucking detox, man, and I stopped everything that I had going on as concerning the world. Okay, and that's a process we all got to go through individually. Okay, that's something you don't do together, but you really need to renew your mind, man. And the moment you deck yourself with this truth, you got to stay decked out, man. Let me end it with that scripture, Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. So like a 15 and 16. 15 and 16. What? What is that? It is 16 and 15. So like, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So if you hold on to that bullshit that you once learned of the world, if you keep holding on, if you keep meddling with that nonsense, guess what, man? It might stick. It might stick, man. It might not disappear at all. Okay? When you deal with certain things later on, you know, it might be that you can't get rid of it, so to speak. So yeah, man, I'm over here at the project. I really gotta cut off the live stream, unfortunately. But I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shem Yashai, Bashem Rakakadash. Shalom to the elect.